So this lesson is over the difference between a scavenger and a decomposer. Now I'm going to be honest with you guys right up front. I can never remember exactly what makes it a decomposer instead of a scavenger. I have to constantly ask the other science teachers, and they come to me too, asking the exact same question. Now, some animals and creatures and organisms are very obviously either a scavenger or a decomposer. And then there are ones in between that are very difficult to remember which ones are which. So looking at these 3 bullet points that we have here, obviously I know you can read for yourself, but let me describe and talk to you about what they say. So scavengers are usually larger animals that start the decomposing process. They do that by eating the large remains of dead animals or dead things that are found. So the second bullet point says that as well. Scavengers are large animals, okay? Decomposers are often the smaller organisms, like really small organisms, mostly insects or even microorganisms like bacteria. It's also fungi, so not even animal kingdom, but other kingdoms as well. There are also some plants that are parasitic that also break down other decomposing stuff as well. So that's where the difficulty comes in. The last one there says scavengers make food for decomposers, while decomposers make nutrients for plants and animals. So like a mushroom sitting on an old log that's fallen down and is dead, a mushroom will break that material down and put those nutrients back in the ground for other plants to grow. Worms and millipedes are considered decomposers, even though they are animal-type organisms. They are insects. They are annelids. So those 2 creatures are also considered decomposer because they consume dead material and then their waste product fertilizes the soil. Worms more than anything because they're usually found underground, eating underground material, not usually coming out and eating dead things. Scavengers are usually larger organisms like flies all the way up to turkey vultures. So large animals like that. Now, here's the quiz. I'm going to go to the next slides, and your job is to try to figure out if you think the animal is a scavenger or a decomposer. So this first animal, as you can read there, is a hyena. And he's got an example of a dead carcass in his mouth. It's pretty cool. So what do you think? Pause here, think about it. Were you right? It's definitely that. Yep. Read the top. Next one. These are actually a type of shelf mushroom that are growing, all the red and pinkish stuff. There's also another example of this yellowish mushroom right here. And then I think over here there's even some more kind of lichen type materials. All of those things are tree fungi. So what do you think? Decomposer or scavenger? Yep, you were right. Good job. Oh, look, it's a fly. That fly looks like it's sitting on a dead fish, which is awesome. It's called a flesh fly. This is not your regular household fly. Your household flies don't have big, bright red eyes like this one. And this one's actually a little bit bigger. It's called a flesh fly mainly because it eats actual flesh. So what do you think? Scavenger or decomposer? That one might have been tricky. Did you get it right? Oh, a crab. This looks like it says it's a spider crab, mainly because its legs are so long. These live in the North Pacific Ocean on the ground under the sea. What do you think? Scavenger or decomposer? Yep, that's it. This one might be another tricky one. This is just your garden variety slug sitting there flying over all these little pieces of dead leaves and such. Think about what it eats and think about what it does with that. Do you think it's a scavenger or a decomposer? There you go. Yeah, I was wrong. I had the wrong slide. It's It's actually a decomposer because all it does is slime over stuff and eat the dead things, and then those nutrients go back into the ground. The next one is bacteria. Microscopic little creatures that are eating there. What do you think? Scavenger or decomposer? Did you guess that one right? You're right, it's a decomposer. Now these are large buzzards or condors. Oh, it says vulture right there, so I guess it's a vulture. What do you think? Scavenger or decomposer? Yep, you were right. It was probably a little more obvious because of the dead carcass there in the middle. And here's the last one, wood lice. You guys, looking at them, they kind of look like roly-poly, so they're kind of a same family as that. They are kind of munching away here on a dead log. So what do you think? Scavenger or decomposer? Yep, that's correct. All right, so good job, guys, and hopefully you understand now a little bit better the difference between scavengers and decomposers.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.